Rise and shine, old-timer. It is complete. I had our best and brightest working overtime, fine-tuning the greatest burger the world has ever known.
Specify a project.
I call it
Still
the
can't do
Chemical
this.
Burger.
Chemical burger.
What on earth is that color? Now, don't judge a burger by its color. Go on, try it. I am not very hungry. What? Oh, I get it. Now, sure, it's loaded with additives, but each one's been approved by the WHO for human consumption. Come on, one little bite's not gonna kill you. Are you sure of that? Fine. Well, what do you think? It is perfect.
It's perfect.
Right? This takes me back to the taste of my youth.
Please
The
specify a
neon
project.
signs on the Mother Road. Oh, I can see them now. So, what do you think of our signs now? And it doesn't just taste great. You won't believe how cheap it is to make.
Oh yeah.
Because it's pumped up with preservatives, it won't spoil easily in regions lacking refrigerated storage or transportation infrastructure. This bad boy could even solve Africa's hunger problem. Excuse me. People will no longer fight over food or find reason to hate one another. Mankind will come together, reunited between these fluffy buns. Forget Pax Americana. Say hello to Pax Hamburgana.
Oh man.
Hamburgana. Skullface thought that destruction was the way to free the peoples of the world from American imperialism. But this is different. Tackling something head-on just makes for more conflict. Only by uniting the world can its various inhabitants truly become free.
Please
Having lived as an
select a
American
mission.
parasite as long as I have, I know what I'm talking about. The Chemical Burger is poised to be the greatest liberating force the
Unit
world has ever
dispatched.
known. An ethnic liberator. Burger. Now all I need is a better brand image, starting with a name. I've gotta run, old-timer. I'll catch you
Unit
later.
dispatched.
A name, huh? Okay.
Please select a landing.
Please don't take me out.
Roger.
Big boss is watching you.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. About Eli hijacking Sahelanthropus. We know how he got it moving.
How's that?
It was Emmerich. He used the kids in the staff living quarters to carry out his repairs. We got the details on tape. You're gonna want to hear this.
Okay.
Marker placed.
Didn't mean to place that marker. Informants report, huh?
We finished decoding the informant's report.
What's this?
That floating kid we've run into a few times now. Looks like he was a test
Let's-
subject in
let's
clinical
listen to this.
experiments. The Soviets called him the Third Boy.
The third
The
boy.
Third Boy was brought to a lab on the outskirts of Moscow from Czechoslovakia, after which he was due to be sent to a research center in Leningrad, then Siberia, and finally an academic town in Novosibirsk. It doesn't appear that the researchers witnessed the talents we've seen from him, but nevertheless he was quite the popular subject.
Yeah.
His latent cognitive abilities suddenly awoke en route to Moscow. According to the report, the Third Boy was easily influenced by other individuals' biofields. Evil thoughts, in particular.
Please
They
select
affected
a
his
mission.
mind like a virus.
Oops.
Please
Extreme
select a
anger
mission.
or resentment, motives for revenge, in other words. Now, during the transport flight to Moscow, the boy was exposed to a powerful mental energy field coming from a certain individual. Ever since, being conscious of his powers, he's become a sort of energy generator. What's unique about him is the way his acute
Please
telepathic
select a
abilities get
mission.
taken over by another person's will. The boy began to physically parasitize individuals experiencing extreme anger and codify the host's desires. This includes amplifying the host's natural strengths. Or, in accordance with the host's desires, he can also implant program code in another individual, making them a puppet, essentially. Human neural synapses transmit weak electrical currents between neurons. These electrical currents, though at a level difficult to observe, warp the magnetic field outside the body. The third boy is able to pick up these weak fluctuations. Contrary to psychotronics, which involves controlling the human mind, his abilities as a receptor are too high. The emotions he picks up from another individual are amplified and unleashed into his body as they recur in his brain. They turn into microwaves, which then affect the physical world, triggering paranormal phenomena like the spontaneous combustion of organic matter or psychokinesis, moving an object without touching it. There's one other thing. While he's parasitizing a host, the boy's ego gets shut away, allowing the will of the host to take control of his powers, like some annoying static drowning out your own voice. That means he isn't responsible for what's been happening.
Hold on, let's...
Somebody's extreme anger has manifested through the third boy's powers in ways none of us could have predicted, which would mean this was going on somewhere around us.
Let's move to undo this.
Please select a land heading to Central Africa.
Boss, I've updated the mission list. We've received some new job offers. The details are on your iDroid.
Okay, well, I'm doing this. And I want to listen to the others of those tapes. While I do it.
Looking back on it, a lot of things make sense now. The man on fire, Sahelanthropus, they both came to life thanks to the third boy's powers. Everything has been happening through him as a catalyst. We first saw him in the hospital on Cyprus. The boy parasitizing the man on fire's desire for revenge gave him his new abilities in return. He next appeared at the Hamid Fighters Fort where the honeybee was hidden.
I cannot name.
There, the boy parasitized Skullface's vengeful mind. He controlled Sahelanthropus, making it do whatever Skullface wanted.
I shot you once, right?
When we extracted Emmerich onto the chopper. When he appeared at the Devil's House in Central Africa, Skullface's will controlled the man on fire via the third boy's powers. Everything is clear up to this point. But even the informant couldn't pinpoint who the host was in the cave within Surat power plant. Sahelanthropus suddenly became active, then crushed not only the man on fire, but Skullface as well. Surely neither of them could have been the host. Who else was at that location and bore anger more extreme than either of them? Whose will was controlling Sahelanthropus?
Eli.
To the report, emotions transmitted in children's brains affect the surrounding magnetic field more strongly. Cerebral nerves are covered with insulation called myelin sheaths to increase impulse speed. The reason for this leakage has to do with the fact that children's myelin sheaths are still developing. So, how many children do you remember being there? Children with a burning desire for revenge and bearing a grudge against you. I can think of only one. Eli. We don't know what kind of life he's had, but the resentment he's shown toward adults is nothing short of extraordinary. The third boy resonated with Eli's mind. And that means Eli bore the strongest animosity of all individuals within the boy's reception range, estimated to be a 3-mile radius, beating out even Volgan and Skullface.
Crazy.
The third boy's probably remained hooked on Eli's anger since. You remember at the Devil's House, the third boy showed an interest in Shabani? That must have been his ego making a rare appearance. He may possess abilities far beyond anyone else in the world, but he's still a kid. Maybe them both being kids was enough to bring them together. And if so, maybe with Eli, he isn't feeding off him, but acting in symbiosis with him. So what kickstarted the third boy's powers? If we look at the location and time that his plane went down, we can make a pretty good guess. When the plane experienced the first anomaly, it gave an accurate report of its position to a control tower, due north of the Black Sea, 125 miles east of Kiev. Dead south on the Black Sea is Cyprus's Green Line. So the plane's position was directly north of the hospital where you'd been asleep for 9 years. And this anomaly was reported at exactly the same time that you woke up. The plane was enveloped in flame from the inside out. The fuselage burnt to ashes. There were no survivors, at least not publicly admitted. Your thoughts formed a synchronicity with the boy's psyche and were amplified inside his brain. That would have been more than enough to trigger his abilities. Your rage was like a big bang in his head, blowing the lid off his powers. The boy was then secretly moved to the lab outside of Moscow where Volgin was comatose. There, Volgin's thoughts resonated with the boy and he was awakened.
There's a lot going on
Volgin
here.
became the man on fire,
That's gotta be it.
hell-bent on getting revenge on you. His instincts led him straight to you. Skullface knew Volgin from Operation Snake Eater, or perhaps from even before. Monitoring this pair of extraordinaries, he discovered the hospital and sent his assassin and XOF. Skullface was probably watching the situation from close by. Then,
It's showing
realizing
the...
how useful these two test subjects could be, he approached them. Reacting to Skullface's thirst for revenge, this time the boy let Skullface's will control Volgin.
It was showing the
At times, driven by
subtitles for what
personal
the
revenge,
soldiers
at
were
times
saying.
through Skullface's will, kept on moving, though his body was little more than dead meat. Perhaps there were moments where even your thoughts affected him as well. But without the boy's power, it was like the plug of
Why am I falling?
Everything was powered by anger, malice, revenge. This is how the end of the report sums things up. Both the third boy and the man on fire were originally test subjects of paranormal research for military applications. Like telekinetically controlling the leader of an enemy nation and making him launch or stopping the heart of someone on the wrong side of the Berlin Wall. Experimenting with latent human abilities. They were used as tools of the Cold War. The boy's only crime was being born with unique gifts. But he was sacrificed on the altar of war. His life reduced to slavery under other people's wills. Turned into a living weapon with no will of his own. Eventually, the only emotion he could feel must have been the desire to get revenge for the hand he'd been dealt. Boss, it's you that awakened the boy's powers. But there's more to it than that. I guess the anger emanating from you was something he could truly relate to.
Let's see. Poor kid. Oh well. Life goes on. Where is this thing?
Taking out the power system now will limit the enemy's activities at night.
Please select a
Is there a new
mission.
mission, did he say? Yep.
Analysis complete.
Yeah. Let's just do that mission.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Raise bond with D-Dog to the maximum. What do I do now? D-Dog can now be customized? What does that mean? Alright. D-Dog. That's crazy. I can just change his color. Why would I do that though? That's D-Dog. No, why would I ever do any of that?
Clouds approaching. Please select a mission.
Kragsy War. I did that one. What am I doing?
Mission
Let's do this.
accepted. Heading to Afghanistan.
I suppose.
Boss, the Soviet engineer is being held prisoner at the Wakt Sin barracks. You need to find him and get him out. He tried to defect from the base camp up north, but it didn't work out. Now they're holding him at Wakt Sin. He's offered his technical skills to us as long as we can guarantee his safety. You have to extract the target.
Yes, sir. I can do that.
Boss, your target just happens to be the man who developed your prosthetic hand. And he's the only one capable of maintaining it. If we bring him in, I'm sure he'll be able to modify it in all kinds of ways as well.
Be careful down there, boss.
Go. Is that a bear?
Enemy presence detected.
That's the Wakt Sin barracks. The
Updated.
target is somewhere inside that outpost. The Soviets consider him a traitor now, so he'll be treated like any other prisoner.
I can do this. Apparently.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
I could just sit here and wait after the sandstorm ends for another sandstorm to start.
Weather will clear shortly.
I don't know if I landed any shots. That's not what I wanted to do. Can you? Okay. You can barely move at all. They found them.
Это КП, понял. Усилить безопасность. Повышенная боевая готовность. Конец связи.
Oh no. Get over here.
Please select
Quiet.
dispatch requested.
I need quiet here.
Buddy departing area of operations.
And now none of them are marked again.
Это КП, понял. Усилить безопасность. Повышенная боевая готовность. Конец связи.
Buddy has arrived at sniping. The map has been updated.
I need you to scout this out
Please select a deployment point.
so I know where they are.
АТКП, понял. Занять оборонную позицию и найти снайпера. Конец связи.
Distract them.
Buddy has infiltrated out. The map has been updated. Sun will set shortly.
КП, это Зоя 1. Мы потеряли вражеского снайпера. Остаемся на чеку. Прием.
It's gotta be distracting, right?
Оставайтесь на чеку. Конец связи.
Okay.
КП, это Зоя 1. Наблюдаю дым. В зоне может быть враг. Прием.
We'll be fine.
АТКП, понял. Усилить безопасность. Повышенная
The
боевая
map
готовность.
has been updated.
Конец связи.
I just have to stay hidden. I cannot let them see me at all is the problem.
Analysis complete.
Find the target in the Waksin barracks and get him out alive.
Okay.
Зоя 7, что случилось? Ответьте, Зоя 7.
We're good. We're safe
АТКП,
for a while.
найти вражеского снайпера и снять его. Конец связи.
For a while, we're safe.
You have arrived at your destination.
Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting. That's not shooting.
АТКП, понял. Будьте бдительны. Не позволяйте им напасть на вас.
Is there anyone I don't know about? Quiet. Can I have up here? There we go.
АТКП, понял. Открыть подавляющий минометный огонь по противнику.
Why is it turning like that? Okay, I don't care.
Please select a strike point. Strike requested.
Woo! Just blow them up. I don't care if it restricts my rank.
Strike will commence shortly.
Yeah. Wonderful. I got 2 of them, injured 1. So, if you can...
Please select a deployment point. Please select
here.
a deployment point.
He's over there, and he's the one that worries me. Never mind. Gotta get out of this light. Good luck. That's no good. They don't even see me, they're just doing that.
Please select a strike point. Strike requested.
Where am I striking? Did I strike a bad spot?
Strike will commence shortly.
Всем боевым группам, это КП. Вышел из строя целый ряд ламп. Похоже на проблемы с электроэнергией. Ближайший патруль. Проверить питание.
I knocked out the lights.
Это КП, понял. Будьте начеку. Выкройте врага. Конец связи.
Outpost captured.
Goody. Oof. That was scary.
Boss, you've entered a building. Always keep an escape route in mind when you head indoors. If you get surrounded, you'll have nowhere to run.
It's too bright. Hey.
That's the target.
You're fine, don't worry. They're all dead.
Great. If there's nothing in the way overhead, you should be able to Fulton him.
Okay.
Please unit function and support helicopter requested.
Fantastic.
Target extraction confirmed. Your objective's complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
A phantom paint. A phantom paint. Familiar. Okay.
Gaining altitude.
Development complete. Exfiltrated.
All right, you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional.
Oh no, I lost some with D-Dog. It's unfortunate.
Boss, we have an emergency.
What's that?
There's been another outbreak of the vocal cord parasites on
Oh,
the base.
no.
Several men are dead. It started in the laboratory on the quarantine platform where the radiation leak occurred. I'd only just deployed the security team. I've sent in a rescue team to help, but they haven't returned. Boss, I need you on this. Come back to Mother Base ASAP.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Here we go again. There's been
What
another
language this
outbreak in
time?
the laboratory. The quarantine platform. We sent a team to investigate and recover the survivors, but they haven't returned.
There's nothing on the radio either. We got a backup team ready to go.
Just give the order and
I'll go alone.
Boss, what are you... There's no need for that.
We can't afford to lose anyone else.
We have no idea what's going on in there.
Exactly.
So I'll go in
Anyone
there.
still alive's at their breaking point. Last thing we need is another unit storming in. No telling how they'd react.
Fine. First off, check how much the infection has spread. Rescue comes next, after we know the situation.
Understood.
When you're ready to move, just use the iDroid.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Just use the iDroid. To be continued. Uh-oh. That's never good.